Every time you walk out of a room, whether you're with your friends, family, teammates, do you expect that that would be the last time you ever seen them? Or even when you're watching the news and like a tragic car accident pops up on the screen and it says that someone has passed, do you ever expect that could be someone that you loved and was so close to? Because I know for a fact that I never expected that to happen to me. And just a few short months ago, back in July, on the way home from church, I saw where there was a car wreck and that it was pretty bad, but I knew nothing about it. I just knew it involved minors and that one girl was injured pretty bad, but besides that, I did not say anything. So I went to bed praying about it, and then when I woke up the next morning, like getting ready for practice, I got the phone call that it was one of my teammates and lifelong best friends, and never did I expect to get that phone call. Like, it was so unexpected. This girl was so close, and I mean, I had just seen her 2 weeks before this, but she was truly the most confident, inspiring person. Like, she did not care what anyone thought of her, and she was so true to herself all the time. And when thinking of ways to honor her, I, that was the first thing that came to my mind. So losing my friend taught me that being true to myself is the best way to honor her memory and the lessons that she left behind. My friend lived a life where she was constantly confident in everything she did. She just did not care what anyone thought of her. And she always showed her love for Jesus. So kind of how we became friends was our moms grew up together, and then I was born a few years before. I'm about 4 years older than her, so I've known her for about as long as I can remember. And we weren't like super close until middle school. It was both our first year on the cheer team together. So we had very much similarities in the things we did. We both went to youth group. It was both our first year in cheer, so we were learning a lot together. And then we both sung. So it was just really easy to connect with someone that you are like have so many similarities with. So after that 1 year of cheer together, we kind of got distant because I went on to high school, but we did eventually reconnect once she got to high school. And we actually became super close over this like few months in the summer before July because we both were engaging in our faith a lot more. So we both went to this church camp. She went at the beginning of June. So she knew all about it, and I was going at the end of June. So we have this dead period at my school where there's 2 weeks of no sports allowed. So the practice before that was the one before I left for church camp. So our last conversation at the end of practice was her telling me all about it. And there was like people around, like upperclassmen and stuff. And she was almost just like trying to get them all to engage in conversation. Like she'd pull them in. Hey, did you hear this about Jesus? Like just little stuff like that. So just seeing how confident she was talking to everyone at whatever age, even if they were way older than her, she was not afraid, which I think was so cool and so inspiring because I know like even when I was a freshman, like I did not like talk to the upperclassmen, like I was so nervous to. So seeing her, especially talking about something that can be so controversial between people, was really cool and inspiring. And I never thought that would be the last conversation I got to have with her, but everything that she did just truly changed my perspective on how I looked at life. Losing someone you love is always going to have a huge impact on your life, but it's your decision if you take a negative approach to it or a positive. And finding the positive approach can be very difficult because it's a very sad time. And it took me the longest time to find the positive approach. But once I finally did, it just really changed how I looked at life. I just really paid attention to how she lived because even at her funeral, like everyone said almost the same exact things about her. She was funny, she was confident, and she was not afraid to show her love for Jesus. And I just think that's so inspiring, especially at a very young age. It can be so hard for teenagers to like worry about fitting in and stuff. So seeing her have that big of an impact on so many people's life, I was like, that's so cool, and that can be something that I can do to honor her. So I've really changed the way that I look at life, and I look at it as now just staying true to myself and being confident in who I am and just spreading what I think and showing my love for Jesus just like she did. And just sharing how her story has impacted me can be a lesson to everyone on being true to yourself is the best lesson you will ever learn in your life. And just to conclude this, losing a friend is never something you will imagine that you will have to go through, especially as a teenager. And even with being a teenager, it can make it 10 times harder because you're still trying to find who you are and be true to yourself. So being able to honor her in this way has made the biggest impact on my life.